Attention to all blacks who plan to vote for Trump. You are an ignorant, stupid. Okay.
His latest sign reads, warning African Americans, a vote for Trump will put blacks back to picking cotton.
God motivates me to take a stand for what's right. Read the Bible. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look in the White House. If they call me a racist, look in the White House.
All right, y'all. So Michael Jordan, Pastor Michael Jordan. I didn't even know he was a pastor now. That's crazy. Over at New Era Baptist Church, he said, yo, attention to all blacks. Attention to all blacks. If you vote for Trump, you ignorant. He says some other words too. I'm not gonna say it because I'm trying to keep it PG. So let's play this video. Let's have a conversation. I don't know if you remember, about 5 years ago, this same pastor, he did the same thing. So during the last election, he did the exact same thing. And I haven't seen this video either. So this is a video from 5 years ago from the News Network. So the News Network 5 years ago, they went out to him and they interviewed him. So I also want to watch that video, but let's start with this TikTok video and then we'll get into the rest of it. All right, let's go.
Do black people have to worry about being attacked for their political views out in the world? But now we got to worry about it at church. This is New Era Baptist Church in Alabama. All right. And apparently they like to send messages to black people who plan on voting for Trump in this type of way. Attention to all blacks who plan to vote for Trump. You are an ignorant, stupid. Okay, you see the rest. I don't want TikTok to play with me. But that's not all. Let's see what else they had to say. A white vote for Trump is pure racism. I guess these words are rated E for everybody because they coming for everybody now. But that's not it. Let's see what else they had to say. Warning African Americans, a vote for Trump will put blacks folks, okay, they don't know how to talk, back to picking cotton.
That's crazy.
But they're not done. Let's see what else they had to say.
That's crazy.
A black vote for Trump is
mental illness.
I mean, they're on a warpath. But this is not the last one. We got one more. Undercover racists elected Donald Trump.
Wow.
So you can't even go to church and focus on what church is for, which is connecting with God, you know, connected with Jesus, so on and so forth. You can't even focus on that because before you even step through the doors, your political views are basically being attacked and put as the main focus in a place where God is supposed to be the main focus. Now, what's really funny to me about this whole thing is that if they really cared about black people, then they would have seen this clip.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
At this point, this election has nothing to do with race. It just doesn't. There's so many other things that we have to focus on, like groceries, like bills, like inflation, like making sure our children can go to schools and get the proper education and not learn about weird things that don't make sense and go against autonomy. Okay? And we're not really focused on race right now because the world is in such disarray. This country is in such a bad place that has to come down a little bit on the priority line. But if we was to worry about, you know, race, Kamala wouldn't be the proper candidate. She's the only candidate. And I think the history of the presidency that I've ever heard specifically say out of their mouth, they're never going to do anything just for black people. That's number one. Number two, you want to talk about people who are flip-flopping? She don't even know what accent she wants to use when she wants to use it. She goes to church and now she's talking like a pastor. And then she goes in front of the Spanish community and then she's talking like Selena. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Then she goes again in front of, you know, then she wants to show her Jamaican side. And then she's like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. What the f***? Honestly, this election is showing a lot of people's true colors. And it doesn't matter who you're voting for at the end of the day when it comes to treating people like people. And it goes to show that the Democratic Party, y'all are some of the nastiest, most vile, most vicious people on this fucking planet. Y'all can't seem to just simply disagree with people and keep it at that. It always has to be something insulting. It always has to be something demeaning. You always have to ostracize people. And to do it in a place, the church, where people are supposed to come as they are, where people are supposed to be free and be able to worship and do what they need to do, is absolutely diabolical. You can't say that you represent God and that's the way that you move. It's absolutely no way. This is disgusting. That church is disgusting. And this is why you see a lot of people moving away from the church and having and building a relationship with God on their own in their homes. Because this is how y'all act. Shame on you.
Christian Post. Pastor doubles down on church sign, calling minority Trump supporters ignorant. So this was yesterday, November 4th. Alabama pastor has refused to retract a church sign calling minority Trump supporters ignorant, despite his provocative message drawing criticism from public figures. Pastor Michael Jordan of New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham is known for using his church sign to convey controversial messages. His latest sign reads, "Warning African Americans, a vote for Trump will put blacks back to picking cotton." So that's what we just saw. I want to watch this. This is from 5 years ago. So this is from Fox News 54, Huntsville. So you can see it's from 5 years ago. It says Birmingham pastor is standing by his controversial anti-Trump church sign. So let's kind of watch how this all started here, because I want to see what he has to say as well.
A Birmingham pastor is standing by his controversial anti-Trump church sign. The sign outside the New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham reads, "A black vote for Trump is mental illness." On the other side, it says a white vote for Trump is pure racism. The church's pastor, Michael Jordan, is behind the sign. He says he is encouraging people to not vote for Trump.
God motivates me to take a stand for what's right. Read the Bible. Yes, sir. And look in the White House. If they call me a racist, look in the White House.
You should not be able to come into a building and feel like you are hated or diversified just because you came here to worship the Lord.
Trump supporter Daxton Kirk there says he has reached out to City Hall and has vote for Trump.
God motivates me to take a stand for what's right. Read the Bible. Yes, sir. And look in the White House. If they call me a racist, look in the White House.
You should not be able to come into a building and feel like you are hated or diversified just because you came here to worship the Lord.
Trump supporter Daxton Kirk there says he has reached out to City Hall and his representative in the hopes of having something done about the sign.
I'm the pastor of the New Era Baptist Church.
Here in Birmingham?
Here in Birmingham. I've been here 26 years.
It said black folks need to stay out of white churches.
Okay, and so right now you have a sign on your billboard out here: black folks need to stay out of white churches. And on the other side, you also have another phrase on the other side. But let's talk about this side.
Okay.
I mean, this is the person who we're dealing with. So remember, this is 5 years ago. So he put this sign up 5 years ago, which is crazy. You're dividing the kingdom of God based on race. You're simply sowing seeds of division. For what reason? We are united in Christ. Are we not?
What's the meaning? What's the purpose behind this?
Well, whites left the inner city. Whites carried their churches with them. They moved to the suburbs. White folk have proved they don't want to live next door to us or be our neighbors or worship with us. Now they want to plant a white church in a black neighborhood under the umbrella of supposedly to fight crime. The real reason the Church of the Highlands want to put a white church in a black neighborhood is they have too many black folks at their main campus, and they want them to leave and come to a church in their inner city.
Yeah. Your car's at the shop. All right, and so So this is, like you said, Church of the Highlands. We've heard about their plans to move
Right.
over here to fight crime. So you're against that?
I'm totally against it because their reason is not pure. It's hypocritical. If you don't want to be our neighbors, if you don't want to live next door to black African Americans, how can you put a white church over here to help fight crime? As soon as you finish worshiping, you're going to go back to the suburbs like you've done for 30 years.
Even though what I've heard, there would be an African American pastor leading this particular church.
Yes, we've heard about the African American pastor, but he'll just be a token. The white administrators of Church of the Highlands will boss him and control.
I feel like I'm watching an episode of Boondocks. Did y'all ever watch the Boondocks? That's why I literally feel like I'm watching an episode of the Boondocks.
His sermons. All changes in society started with the black pastor and the black church. Changes in society will not start with blacks attending white churches. The white church has been down through the years a racist, hypocritical organization because they didn't preach against lynching, they didn't preach against slavery, and the white church elected a racist president, Donald Trump.
And we talked about crime with the Church of the Highlands, and you said you've been here for 20 plus years, and over the years you've seen crime actually go down. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, crime kind of went down, crime goes up, but black pastors are the catalyst where we work with the community leaders. Pastors have conferences, we have job readiness, job retention, we have focus on illiteracy for our black youth, and we work on community with our community leaders. If you don't want to live next door to us, you can't fight crime in a city where you don't live.
You need to know how the people live, what the people here actually go through.
Go through. Now, I wanna say something to every African American that attends a white church. Leave now. Come to your mainstream black church. Your focus is different. Our cultures are different. Again, the white church is the white institutional church is under watch because they elected a promiscuous, racist president that's building walls.
Is there racism? Is there racism in America? Duh. But this type of mindset is always going to keep you in bondage. It's always going to keep you in bondage. It's almost as if he's stuck in a generation and now he's in this present generation and he can't let go of how it used to be back in the day. Because, like I said, is there racism in America? Absolutely. Was it worse back in the day? Absolutely. Like, it's gotten better over time. But there's still racism in America. Like, just keep it real. Like, just keep it real. But if that's your hyper focus, if you're just fixated on that 24/7, it becomes an idol. That becomes an idol. Now your vision is clouded. Your judgment is not pure. It's not rooted in Jesus Christ. It's just rooted in, I'm black, you're white. We will never agree. We will never get along. Therefore, we cannot worship together. We cannot, it's like, I don't know what, it's just so crazy to me that a pastor has this mindset to where we're not children of God. We're strictly separated by race. Which, as I said in the beginning of this video, all you're doing with that mindset is sowing seeds of division amongst the church. You're saying this group of people is bad. They don't want to help us. They don't want to look out for us. Therefore, we want nothing to do with them. So therefore, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to choose just to only operate with black people and completely disregard anyone else who's not, just off the basis of your skin color. And this is coming from a pastor. We're supposed to be uniting people. We're supposed to be bringing people together. We're supposed to be loving people. But we're supposed to be doing this all for the purpose of bringing them to Jesus Christ. We're supposed to be bringing people to Jesus Christ, preaching the gospel, saving souls. That's what it's about. All this other stuff is just a distraction. It's just a distraction. Because at the end of the day, when we get to heaven, you think we're going to be tripping on who's black, who's white, who's Mexican, who's Asian, who's, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to be tripping on any of that. We're going to be in the presence of God, face to face. Nothing else is going to matter. So how can we make it such a big deal when we're down here on earth? Let me know what y'all think. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.